Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to Let's Play Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition. It took quite a long time to recharge after the travesty that was Devil May Cry 2, but this is one of the most substantial improvements from one game to the next in a series in the history of the industry. Devil May Cry 3 is where Devil May Cry came into its own. There is a lot more tongue-in-cheek humor with the melodrama, a lot more one-liners, and of course the controls, silky smooth perfection. They really cranked up that mantra of substance and style to 11 here.
You've heard of it, haven't you? The legend of Sparta? When I was young, my father would tell me stories about it. Long ago, in ancient times, a demon rebelled against his own kind for the sake of the human race. With his sword, he shut the portal to the demonic realm and sealed the evil entities off from our human world. But since he was a demon himself, his power was also trapped on the other side. I never believed it. I thought it was just a child's fairy tale. But I discovered that this so-called legend wasn't a myth at all. Sparta existed. How do I know? Well, I met the sons of Sparta. Both of them. Though the same blood of their father flowed through their veins, the two battled each other fiercely like arch-enemies. It seemed as if they derived some sort of twisted pleasure from this brotherly fighting. But in the end, only one was left standing.
Sorry, not open for business yet. I haven't even picked a name for this joint, and I'm already getting calls. You a customer too? Well, if you want to use the bathroom, help yourself. The toilet's in the back.
Is your name Dante, son of Sparta?
Where did you hear that?
From your brother. He sent this invitation for you. Please, accept it.
Invitation, huh? party's getting crazy. Let's rock. Don't bet on it.
I love that cutscene. It's the perfect representation of this game. So in Devil May Cry 3, we have 4 styles. We can choose one at a time. Trickster is evasion-oriented. It gives us wall hike and a dash to start off with. Swordmaster gives us some extra moves like Aerial Rave and Prop Shredder. Gunslinger enhances Dante's guns. And last but certainly not least, Royal Guard is the block and parry style. One of the hardest ones to master. It's very precise, but it's also super, super satisfying to master it. Each style can be leveled up. I'll be showing off all the styles and their potential because they add a huge amount of depth to the game. They're new to Devil May Cry 3. Red orbs act as our currency. To start off with, we'll be rocking Trickster along with Dante's Sword Rebellion and his guns Ebony and Ivory. We'll be unlocking new weapons over the course of the game and switching styles and leveling them up. And oh man, what a blast this game is. I'm so excited. I'm so hyped to be doing this. I took a long time to get around to DMC3, but it's one of my favorite games. Before I forget, like always, Devil May Cry levels are divided up into missions. Each mission number appears somewhere hidden in the cutscene preceding it. Like the number 1 for mission 1 is printed on the pizza box in the cutscene. See if you can spot them. They can get pretty well hidden. So Devil May Cry 3 is a prequel to the other Devil May Crys, but it has by far the deepest combat, the smoothest controls up to this point in the series. Not just in the series, but like there's a strong argument to be made that this is still the king of the hill overall in the character action genre. I would disagree. I would give that crown to Bayo. But I'm not going to say that anyone who thinks that is flat out wrong. Like I said, there's a good argument to be made. So, circle is your style button, square fires the guns, triangle swings the sword, R1 is your lock-on. Most moves are done either with a combination of directional inputs plus the lock-on or by timing your button presses. Like Trillion Stabs is 1/, then there's a little half-second delay, then you mash triangle. Also, there's this on... I messed up because I did a wall hike by accident. Let me just launch another, or ground another enemy. Get out here. I just want to make sure I'm not too close to a wall. There we go. We can show it off with him. That thing from the cutscene, that move, that's called Free Ride, and you can actually do it. Fuck, I love this game. Yeah, so it's a very flexible system, and there's a deceptive amount of moves and combos that fit into it.
I can already tell. Looks like this is gonna be one hell of a party!
Mission 1's in the bag. Mission 1 and, for the most part, Mission 2 are really just a chance to acclimatize to the controls. Since I am playing and commentating on this live, I wouldn't expect too many great rankings. And we'll go more into, like, the style system and the rankings down the line a little bit. For now, let's just get used to the controls and talk about Devil May Cry 3 and how awesome it is. And head into Mission 2. So real quick, while we are between missions, I am going to go ahead and do two things. I'm going to pick up Stinger for one, and I should also switch my style. We messed around with Trickster last time, so this time I will show off Royal Guard. I'm going to be rotating between these styles, so there are plenty of missions to show off each style multiple times, to level them up and show them off again, and just to mess around with personal preference.
Damn it! You guys totally wrecked my shop, and I haven't even named it yet! You're gonna pay for that. I hope you all have enough to cover all this.
That is what the Royal Guard style is all about. If you just hold it, you'll block and it'll reduce the amount of damage you take, but you still will take a little bit of damage through the guard. But if you time it just right, and you block at the last second, you'll do what's called a just guard, a parry that results in you taking no damage. And the timing window on it is very strict, very precise. It's 1/10 of a second, or 6 frames, because the game runs at 60 FPS, as any good character action game should. The other aspect of the Royal Guard style is that you guard attacks. As you guard them, you build up adrenaline, which is indicated by that jewel above the health bar. And you can do what's called a release. You release all of that adrenaline as a counterattack for massive damage, and you can also do what's called a just release by timing your release right before an enemy attacks you. It's a similar kind of precise timing window as the just guard. Those rats, they explode when you shoot them. You just gotta watch out for the explosion. They can also be used to take out other enemies around them. So yeah, the just release is an even more devastating counterattack. The whole style is really precise, and it takes a lot of work to master, but it's massively rewarding. Both in-game, you get a lot of style points, and you do a lot of damage for mastering it, and it's just intrinsically so satisfying. It feels so good to hit it just right. Oh, and the number 2 for Mission 2 is on the billboard in the cutscene before this one, if you missed it. I'll try to remember to point those out. I can't guarantee that I always will. If I miss one, mention it in the comments. So this is our first boss. It's more of a mini-boss. The first boss is a mission or 2 from now, and it's kind of a gatekeeper for a lot of new players. But for now, we have the Hell Vanguard. This is a mini-boss. It'll become a regular enemy later on. Oops. Messing up quite a bit. One important aspect of the game to extend your combos, and more importantly, in some cases, to avoid taking damage, is learning to cancel animations. You can do that with jumps, You can do it with rolls, you can do it with Trickster's Dash, and you can do it with Royal Guard. Some attacks can just straight up be cancelled into other attacks as well. But importantly, your roll has some invincibility to it, but Devil May Cry 3 also introduced iframes to your jump. So you have a little bit of invincibility when you're jumping. Like so. Ooh, and this boss has its own Royal Guard. The Hell Vanguard, if I didn't say it already.
It's been nearly a year since we last met. Where does the time go? No doubt you've got some fun planned for me. Right, Vergil?
Alright, that's gonna do it for now. Eager to jump back into this in future episodes, and we can get really deep into it. There's a lot to explore in this game, so I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. Have a good one, everyone.